Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Rangers Review post-match reaction video after Rangers' thumping win over Hibernian at Easter Road this evening. Michael Beale's men running out 4-1 victors. A real fantastic display from the Ibrox side tonight. I'll open the floor up this evening, folks. If you want to put your points across after watching that outstanding display, then please put your comments in the description box. I'll get to as many as possible. Rangers with an unchanged 11 this evening from the team that defeated Kilmarnock at Ibrox on Saturday. And they went behind early on, an own goal from Connor Goldson. As early as the 8th minute, a poor free kick that was whipped over. Rangers failed to deal with it properly, and Goldson put into his own net. Didn't know too much about it, firing in from close range, but the reaction was almost immediate. Ryan Kent being upended in the box after a VAR check. Don Robertson pointed to the spot, and James Tavernier dispatched the spot kick with aplomb. A real fantastic penalty from the captain. His fourth goal in as many games, no less, and it was a real captain's performance tonight from James Tavernier. Goal number 2, Rangers were threatening from then on. Fashion Sakala was running riot down that left-hand side for Rangers. He, Cholak and Kent were all interchangeable up front. Antonio Cholak would get Rangers' second. Fantastic ball, firstly from Nico Raskin playing in the Zambian, and he drilled the ball into the feet of Cholak, who nipped in at the near post and dinked the ball over David Marshall. Borna Barisic then came close just shortly prior to that with a volley from close range. I have no idea how Marshall got to it. I don't think he knew too much about it, but Cholak got Rangers' second goal shortly after that, and it was 2-1 at half-time. Then Rangers just blitzed Hibs in the second half. Fashion Sakala got his name on the score sheet after a poor clearance from Marshall, gave it straight to Jack, who, with a brilliantly cushioned header into Sakala's path, he just swiveled on the ball before rifling it into the back of the net with his left foot. And then he turned provider shortly after that, after what was a real congested penalty area full of Hibs bodies in there, but he managed. Firstly, Ryan Kent got the ball to Sakala, and he found Cholak, who found the corner of the net. Great finish from Cholak, incidentally, as well. And that was it. Game done. Rangers really should have been made the scoreline more handsome than what it was. Sakala did have a goal ruled out for offside as well. And really, there was only one team in the match at Easter Road. Rangers dominating pretty much from start to finish after going behind early doors. It was, I think, up there alongside Tynecastle, I think, as Michael Beale's best performance as Rangers manager. I think there's no doubt about it. Absolutely fantastic this evening. Right, there's so many comments coming in. Let's get to a few of them. Randy Marsh says, nice wee start to my morning there down in Australia. Yeah, absolutely. It was a real joy to watch Rangers tonight. I think it was real fantastic performance. Blair Lackey says, great performance. Cholak silenced the doubters. Yes, I was pleased to see him. Well, he justified his inclusion leading the line tonight. Thought his interplay, his link-up play was terrific. He's obviously been working on that, and he did mention that in his pre-match press conference on Monday, that he's been working on different aspects of his game, and he just looks a different animal, doesn't he? He still get that predatory instincts in the box, and we've seen that tonight with 2 cool finishes. Should have had a hat-trick. He blazed one over from a Sakala ball just before he scored the Rangers' second goal of the night. But yeah, really pleased with Cholak tonight, and if he can continue in that vein, then that certainly bodes well going forward. Let's get to a few more of the comments here. Hello, great performance. All click tonight. It's echoed by Alan Kelly. Ryan Jack was sensational, as I mentioned. For me, he was my man of the match. I know Rangers TV named him man of the match. Outstanding tonight. Won every ball, never gave the ball away. The only issue is, of course, as we know with Ryan Jack, can we get a consistent level of performance out of him? He's had his injury problems to seek down the years. If he can guarantee that level of performance on a consistent basis, then a new contract should be coming his way. But it has been that issue, hasn't it? The $1 million question, I guess. Can they rely on a Ryan Jack that we've seen tonight, turning up for most games. I gave him a 9 in the player ratings, incidentally. If you've not checked them out, folks, on the website, I thought he was, a real class act tonight. And Nico Raskin complimented him ever so well. Also, he's been such a great signing. And then there's Todd Cantwell as well, who, for me, he's a player that you pay to go and watch football. He's an absolute joy to watch. I thought he was terrific down that right-hand side, linked well with Tavernier. Doesn't give the ball away as well. It looks a real class act, and Rangers really have a gem on their hand in Todd Cantwell. I thought he was superb tonight. Let's get to a few of the comments that are coming in. So many. John Taylor says, Cantwell, what a signing. And Ian Breckenridge, evening Ian, he says, only downside to tonight's game, the final whistle. Yeah, absolutely. I could have watched another 90 minutes of that, if I'm being honest. Rangers were so good tonight. Jack immense. Raskin and Cantwell always looking to play forward. Yeah, I think that's it's amazing what two new signings can do to the midfield, can't it? They just look re-energized and a new, just a resurgence of focus and energy in the middle of the park there. I thought Raskin was superb again tonight, just bossed that midfield. As I said in the pre-match video, that the midfield area would be key tonight, and if Raskin and Jack or whoever was playing alongside him could win that battle, then I could see Rangers going on to win the game, and boy, did they deserve to win it. Let's see some of the things that are coming in here. Just bear with me, folks. I'm on my Todd, so I'll get to as many as possible. Barry Smith says, best performance under Beale. Arguably it is, Barry. I think it's that and Tynecastle for me, the outlier so far in terms of a performance for the vast majority of the game. Again, when they're taking on Hearts, everyone was screaming from the rooftops at Hearts being in great form, and at Tynecastle they'd fancy their chances. Similar to Hibs tonight, they'd won their last 3 games, unbeaten in 5, if I'm not mistaken. But Rangers just blew them away, and they weren't never in the game really, as Rangers just dominated for much of it. YouTube user says Jack bossed it. He certainly did. And Duncan Smith raises a point here. Loved it. Great result. Thought Jack was great, and Fashion's finish was first class. Need to talk about Sakala, because I thought, again, justified his inclusion. Interestingly, popping up over on that left-hand side, and Hibs just couldn't deal with him over there. He had so much space, causing them all sorts of issues down that left-hand channel, and providing Kent and Cholak with a number of brilliant balls into the penalty area on occasion they just failed to capitalise on. But he got 2 assists, didn't he, for Cholak's 2 finishes, so he can be pleased with his night's work. Fashion Sakala, really happy with his performance tonight. Let's see, Graham Hanna gets in touch. Morning, I think it's the morning briefing here. Evening, Graham. He says, what was the most satisfying aspect of the game for you, Derek? Better than Tynecastle, by the way. Where do you start, really? But I've just touched on Sakala there. Defensively, Rangers weren't troubled apart from the early goal from Hibs. I think it's going forward, though. I think the interchangeable forward line, Cholak, Kent, and Sakala, really bodes well going forward. The only issue with Kent, I would say, and it's one that's plagued him for many a season, is he doesn't get the numbers that he deserves. He's finishing. He had a chance, I'm sure, in the first half that Sakala picked him out, and he should have done better with. He fired straight at Marshall as well, and it's just the decision making in that final third for me that Ryan Kent struggles with at times, and he'll know himself. I think he's held his hand up numerous times saying he should get more numbers. But that aside, I thought Rangers were sensational middle to front. Duncan says high pressing was excellent. Denzel says thought Cantwell, Cholak and Jack were the standout. And Neil McLean also touching on Jack. I think Jack makes a difference. He was outstanding. When we put in the predicted lineups, if you watched this morning's programme, folks, in my predicted lineup, I had John Lundstrom in alongside Nico Raskin, only based on the fact that I wasn't too sure if Jack would be fit enough to play 2 games in quick succession, but he clearly was, and he was, as I mentioned, man of the match tonight. Let's get to a few more of the comments on here. John Dooley says, great for Tony Golak's confidence, those 2 goals. Certainly will be. Remember on his pre-match press conference, I did say he was eager to climb up those goal-scoring charts once again. He was in fine fettle when he arrived, wasn't he? He scored, had a great scoring record, but he just looks at a different animal now. That injury layoff was unfortunate for him when he picked up that calf strain when Michael Beale was appointed manager. We've seen little snippets of him, but it's clear that he's been working on things on the training ground with the coaching staff in terms of his overall game and being more than just a penalty box striker, which we know is a great strength of his. But yeah, he was brilliant tonight and linked up really, really well with his teammates. Duncan says should have scored 7. Some team is going to get a pumping. Yeah, I thought Hibs were going to get an absolute doing tonight. It was 4-1 when 25 minutes remaining on the clock, so I really thought Rangers would have racked up the goals. But listen, 4-1 over at Easter Road is certainly a good night's work, that's for sure. And George Thompson says there must be something in the Edinburgh air this season. Yeah, Rangers have enjoyed trips to the capital this evening, that's for sure. Ian Cochrane says superb tonight. And let's see, let's get to a few more before we wrap up for this evening. Myself and Stevie Clifford will be on, incidentally, tomorrow morning to look back on the match in greater detail. So make sure you can join us for that at 9:30 tomorrow. Stuart Lang says Jack was outstanding. So many comments with regards to Jack coming in. And we're not having this. Mary Cunningham having a go at the glasses again. Deirdre Barlow glasses. That is out of order, Mary. That is a yellow card. So we're not having that. We're not bringing down the mood on a lovely Rangers evening here. But yeah, we'll move on. Burns gets in touch. He says, better performance, need more of this. Annoying that you've to accept Sakala's inconsistency. Nights like tonight, what a game. We are the people from Melbourne. Good to have you tuning in. It'll be the morning over there, if I'm not mistaken. Good old Down Under. And Ronnie Gallagher says, best performance of the season by far. More of that, please, Rangers. Ryan Jack, man of the match for Ronnie as well. And an interesting point coming in here as well from George, which is an important one to note. Says when we lost the ball, it was the hunger to close down and win the ball back from all the team tonight. I totally agree, George. I think middle of everyone actually. I think defending starts from the front. Even we've seen Cholak tracking back, especially that first half. He made a vital interception. Sakala, likewise. I think in the first half was it Cadney. He ran out the park, but it's that sort of energy really gets. Bloods through the team. If you can see the forward players defending from the front, and it really bodes well. Rangers pressing tonight was sensational. We've even seen Connor Golson trying to help with the attack. Some of the play in that second half, there was a passage of play that really should have been sensational if it resulted in a goal. It would have been a goal of the season contender. It was real team building stuff and really epitified when Michael Beale was here as a coach under Steven Gerrard, when especially in that 55 season, Rangers seem to be scoring goal of the season contenders every game, and certainly tonight some of the play deserved a goal at the end of it. So it was so good to watch. And Stephen just rounds it off. Great result, and David Kerr says great stuff, Derek. Yeah, absolutely. Sensational night for Rangers. Of course, that's more like it. That's what we're wanting to see from this side. They are a talented bunch. We all know that. They are capable of producing results and performances like that. And again, as we mentioned, after Tynecastle, it will be the standard bearer. We'll be hoping to reach those heights starting off on Sunday when Raith Rovers come to town in the Scottish Cup quarter-final, and envisage a number of changes perhaps for that one. We've never seen the likes of John Souttar not in the matchday squad tonight. Ridvan Yilmaz, of course, played in the B-team game yesterday. He wasn't in the matchday squad tonight. Of course, Ravi Matondo was on the bench but wasn't used this evening. I'd imagine we may be seeing those three at some point on Sunday. Malik Tillman, of course, is another one. I think Michael Beale said at the weekend that they're aiming to bring him back for the weekend against Raith Rovers as well. So I think we will see changes on Sunday. But as I mentioned earlier on, myself and Stevie Clifford will have a good old chat about that when we're on tomorrow morning, and we can salivate even more about what we witnessed tonight at Easter Road as Rangers ran riot, winning by 4-1 against Hibs. Thanks to everyone for interacting with the show as ever, folks. It's greatly appreciated, and I'll speak to you again tomorrow. Bye for now.